Hello everybody, it's Lisa and welcome to a new video. So today I am going to be doing a TBR for yet another readathon. Joke's on me. Thought I was going to be taking a break from doing readathons for a little bit, but then the Owl's Magical Readathon was announced. And here I am. I will have all of the information for this readathon linked down below. It's kind of a lot to explain, but basically it's a readathon based off of the Owl's exams that they take in Harry Potter. So there's certain career paths that you can choose and certain classes that have certain prompts that you have to complete. Did that make sense? I don't know. So I was choosing between two different careers. I was deciding between the graphic designer career and the librarian career. I may end up just doing all of the prompts for both of them because there's actually a lot of crossover, but we'll see what ends up happening. I've put in an odd amount of thought into this readathon, but I think I am leaning more towards the librarian career just because, one, books, two, I asked for help with a certain prompt and so many people helped and gave me so many book recommendations for it that I would feel so guilty that I asked for people's help and then didn't use those options. So I think I have to go with the librarian career, but we'll see. So I'm going to go through the different prompts for the librarian career, and I just want to say that my TBR is definitely subject to change. This is not the final TBR. I think this is what I'm going to end up reading, but you never know. I change my mind quite often. So yeah, let's just get into the prompts for this readathon. So one of the classes that you have to take is Ancient Runes, and that is a heart on the cover or in the title. So I think I'm going to go with Solitaire by Alice Oseman. I think the A in Solitaire is an upside down heart. We're going with it because I had a very hard time with this prompt. I could not find a book with a heart on the cover or heart in the title. The only thing I kept thinking about was Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and I've already read that and I don't want to reread it because it put me in too many feels, too many emotions. I'm not prepared for that again. So there is actually a book recommendations Google Doc, so I kind of looked through that and Solitaire did come up. So clearly I'm not the only one thinking that that counts, so that's what I'm going to go with. I want to read more of Alice Oseman's books because I read Radio Silence and absolutely loved it. So I really want to read more of her books. I have heard some mixed things on Solitaire, but I'm still really excited to read it, so that is what I chose for this one. Also, if I'm looking down, it's because I have the prompts right here on a piece of paper. So the next class/owl that I have to take is for arithmetic, and that is to read a book outside of your favorite genre. So for this one, I decided to go with Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. Me and my friend Franny had a very lengthy discussion about what category, what genre this book is in, because my favorite book genre is fantasy. So I was trying to pick something outside of fantasy, and we decided that this is more of like a dystopian sci-fi, different than fantasy. Listen, we're going with it because I already wanted to read this in April, so I was trying to get it to work into my TBR somehow, and that's how I did it. I've been reading The Hunger Games for the first time over the past couple of months, and April is the month that I wanted to read Mockingjay, so it just works perfectly. So the next prompt is Defense Against the Dark Arts, and for that is Grindylows. That's like what the focus is, so it has to be a book set at the sea or by the coast, and this is the one that I had to ask for help on Twitter because I could not think of anything. So I got a lot of really great recommendations, and I'm still kind of looking through all of them and deciding what I want to do. But I think I'm either going to go with Circe by Madeline Miller. I think that's their name. I feel like that is a very popular book, a very well-loved book, and I want to know what the hype is. But then the other book that I'm kind of deciding between is All the Light We Cannot See, and I can't remember who the author is, but I will have a picture on the screen, so you will see. This got recommended to me quite a few times, so I definitely want to check it out and potentially read this one as well. I'm kind of deciding between those two, but I know I got a lot of really great recommendations for this prompt on Twitter, so thank you to anyone who did that. If you're watching this, I appreciate it. But I'm definitely going to have to continue to look through those, so those are the two that I'm kind of leaning towards, but we'll see what ends up happening when the readathon happens. And then the next class is History of Magic, and that is to read a book that has witches or wizards in it. So the obvious answer would be Harry Potter, which may end up happening. I may just do a reread of one of the Harry Potter books because I'm always down for a Harry Potter reread. But if I want to read a completely new book, I'm going to do The Near Witch by Victoria Schwab. I read the Dark Shade of Magic trilogy by V. Schwab, and I loved it. So I definitely want to read more of her books. I think this is actually her debut, and I've heard that it's a pretty good debut, but it's not like as good as her other books. So I don't know. I'm very interested in it because I like Victoria Schwab. I think she's a great author. I also just like her as a human being. So I definitely want to read this at some point. So that's what I chose for this prompt. But I definitely could end up just doing a reread of Harry Potter because, like I said, it's always good time for a reread. And then the last owl that I need to complete is for Transfiguration, and that is a book about shapeshifting or involves shapeshifting. And this was also kind of a hard one, and I was looking at all of the recommendations that people had on the website, but the ones that I kind of had an interest in are ones that I've already read, so that kind of made it difficult. But then someone suggested the graphic novel Nimona, is that how you say it? Which I have seen for years and I've never picked it up. I've heard it's really good, and I think it's on the Hoopla app, so I might end up picking that one up. And I think it's like within the first sentence of the description of that book that it is about shapeshifting, so it works. I know a lot of people were recommending A Curse So Dark and Lonely, but I, for some reason, just don't really have an interest in that book, so I don't want to read something that I'm not interested in just because it fits the prompt. So I really was trying to find books that actually sounded interesting to me to complete this prompt, which made it a bit more difficult, but I did it, I think. So those are all of the prompts for the librarian career, and like I said, I was struggling to choose between the librarian career and the graphic designer career, but 3 of the 4 prompts for the graphic designer career are the same as the librarian career, so there's only one more that I would have to do to kind of do both and have options. So the graphic designer career, the one that's different is the charms one, and that is to read a book with white on the cover, I believe. So I finally think if I end up doing both of these and end up doing 6 prompts instead of the 5 for the librarian career, I think I'm going to read Sadie by Courtney Summers. That's what it is. So the Sadie audiobook is on the Hoopla app. A lot of the books that I'm reading are actually from Hoopla or Libby because I don't own a lot of these, but Sadie is on the Hoopla app. So it has a white cover. I'm probably going to go the audiobook route because I've heard so many good things about the audiobook for Sadie, and then I will have completed 6 owls instead, and then I can have kind of options. I've also just heard really good things about the book in general. Steph, who I will have her channel linked down below, I think she made a whole video of like a compilation of every time she mentioned Sadie in her videos last year, and it's so funny. So I feel like I need to read it for her. But yeah, I'll have that as an option potentially if I feel like trying to do 2 different types of careers or completing the prompts for 2 different careers because I'm still a little undecided, much like my real life. But yeah, that is my TBR potentially for the Owls Magical Readathon. I'm thinking about vlogging some of this readathon. It is taking place over the entire month of April, and I don't know if I'm just going to read all the books that I have for the readathon in like 1 week or space it out throughout the month. I'm not really sure. I may end up doing like 2 vlogs where I will vlog like the first half of the month or the first half of the readathon and then the second half of the month, and then just have 2 vlogs for it. I'm not really sure what my plan is. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it, but I might vlog some of it, so stay tuned for that. But I'm really excited to participate in this readathon. I really was sad when I kind of missed out on it last year. I didn't really know about it until like the Newts part was happening, and it was just kind of too late for me to join in on that one. So I'm doing it this year because I really wanted to do it last year, so I'm very excited. Again, I will have all the information to this readathon linked down below. Go and check it out. So much thought and effort is put into this readathon. It is insane, so it makes me feel a little bit better that I put so much thought into my TBR and my career for this readathon, knowing how much effort is just put into this. So yeah, I would definitely go and check that out if you're interested. Also, I feel the need to point this out. I'm wearing a Hufflepuff bracelet right now and also a Hogwarts shirt because I love Harry Potter. So that's another reason I had to do this readathon. I love Harry Potter. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for my TBR video. Let me know down below if you are participating in this readathon, what you are planning to do for your career, what's on your TBR. I would love to know. I think this is such a cool readathon and I'm like, I just want to know what everyone's planning to do for it. But yeah, I think that's going to complete this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.